Please give me your name or are you fine to give me your name and address? Because the next step is to arrest you.
I don't have
be
to.
Arrested. So, you're under arrest. It's a
Okay.
cuffs, please. Get covered for me. It's no...
Where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights, and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Auditing Britain. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. AB is filming outside Kidderminster Police Station and walks away. But two officers follow him anyway, dragging it into something it never needed to be. They demand his details, but can't name a single law to support it, which says everything about how weak their position is. When he questions them, there's no clear answer, just more pressure. Instead of dropping it, they keep pushing, letting attitude take over until it ends with him being arrested, even though they couldn't properly justify it in the first place. These are some of the worst officers I've ever seen.
Follow me.
Why am I following you? Why are you filming?
Sorry?
Why are you filming?
Police officers.
Yeah.
Shoulder number? I didn't see it. 1527, and you are?
I'm also at the police station.
Shoulder number?
Why are you filming?
Shoulder number?
Why are you filming?
Shoulder number.
That's the question.
Are you a PC?
No, I'm a DC.
I feel like you're a DC, so you need to give me a shoulder number.
My collar number's 926.
Thank you. Is there any reason why you're following me?
Is there any reason why you're filming?
Yes.
Okay.
But why are you following me?
Because you're filming. You're filming.
Because I'm filming, you
You're
follow
filming
me?
the police station, yes.
Anybody that films you just follow them?
He was filming the police station, yes.
Why?
Because we don't know why you're filming the police station. You film from the rear and now you film from the front.
Sir?
So is there a reason why you're filming the police station?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us the reason why you are filming the police station?
Do I have to give you that reason?
You do, yes.
Do I?
You do, yes.
Is that a law I have to give you that, or?
I'm asking you, politely, why you're filming the back of the police station and filming the front of the police station.
AB asks why they're tailing him, and their answer is blunt. Because he's filming. That alone shows how off this is. Because recording in public isn't something that needs justifying. Yet they treat it like it does, exposing how they're confusing personal suspicion with actual law. When he presses them on what actually requires him to explain himself, they can't give anything solid, just circle back to the same point. Like saying enough times will make it true, which only highlights they don't have a clue what power they're relying on. It ends up looking like they've taken a personal dislike to what he's doing, and are trying to turn that into authority.
So because of that, you just followed me all this time? You know you caused me alarm and distress with all this
You're
following?
causing me alarm and distress because I work
Am
in
I?
the building and I want to know why you're filming it. And my uniform
gent.
colleague here
Ah,
will
yeah.
speak to you.
So,
Yeah, these two ladies just they've been following me for quite a while.
so we've been told that someone, matched your description, has been walking around the police station.
You tell him what
The back being Broomfield Crescent.
is that what it is?
Broomfield Crescent, yes.
Okay, and I walked all the way.
Where the blue gates are.
Oh yeah.
And we're police officers.
All right.
We're walking around and we saw you filming from Broomfield into the backyard.
Okay.
We've then followed you around here and you
Yeah.
continue
So
to
whatever she said, yeah.
film at the front of the police station.
So you have been around the back there. Is the reason why?
Inside, I didn't go inside.
It doesn't
No.
matter inside, around the back.
Around the back
Yeah.
on public land.
It's not public land. It's
It was the road. It was
It was public land. I did not go to the back. Let's make it very clear.
the gate.
So
is
public land.
Is
I was.
the reason why you're filming through the back gate?
Is there any reason?
Yeah, is the reason
Yeah, just to film.
to film what? What's?
Just making a video over the police. That's it.
AB flips it on them and points out that being followed has actually caused him alarm and distress, which is a fair point. But instead of addressing that, they try to throw it back at him, exposing how quick they are to twist the situation rather than deal with what's actually happening under the Public Order Act. That threshold isn't about feelings alone. It requires behavior that's genuinely threatening or abusive, not someone calmly holding a camera. So that claim doesn't hold. Then more officers get called in, which only escalates something that never needed escalating in the first place, exposing how they're amplifying their own mistake. They also take issue with him filming the rear of the station, even though he's clearly stood in a public area and hasn't crossed into any restricted space, which makes that argument fall flat as well.
Am I being detained, guys?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Am I free to go?
No.
No, not at the moment.
So I'm being detained?
Information from
I'm
yourself.
asking you questions.
No. Am I being detained?
Well, asking questions about why you're filming.
And I just told you. Matters of public interest. I'm making a video over the police. Am I being detained?
You are being detained for questioning, yes.
Which section you detain me
I
under?
have just watched you walk to the front of the police station and film inside that police car.
Correct.
Okay? So we are asking you why you are doing that.
I need to tell me which section you detained me under.
No, I've given you enough.
No.
You've got 2 uniformed colleagues.
Yes.
We've given you identification.
You're the detaining officer?
So we've told you who we are.
Yeah.
I'm DC 926 Joanne Bills. What is your full name and my office?
All right, hang on. Okay, I've heard what you said. I heard absolutely
So
everything.
what is your
What's your
name,
name and
please?
date of
Let me
birth,
just
please?
respond to her 1 second, yeah? I've heard everything you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you the detaining officer, and which section are you detaining me under?
I'm detaining you under the Terrorism Act at this moment in time.
Which section?
Okay. Please give me your name or are you fine to give me your name and address? Because the next step is to arrest you. It's as simple as that.
Hang on, okay. Which section? I need to.
Are you failing to give me your name and address?
AB asks, am I being detained? And their answers don't line up. First, it's no. Then he's told he can't leave, which exposes how inconsistent their position is. Because if you're not detained, you're free to go. Under UK law, any restriction on movement has to be backed by a clear power. Otherwise, it risks becoming unlawful detention. When he keeps pressing, they eventually admit he is detained. But when asked under what power, they can't say. Throwing out terrorism without naming a section or explaining grounds only makes it worse. Because serious legislation like the Terrorism Act 2000 requires specific, justifiable suspicion. It ends up looking like they're using the weight of the word to force compliance. Then the threat of arrest is used if he doesn't give details, exposing pressure being used instead of knowing the law.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's
Which, you need to tell me which section you detained me under.
I have asked you. You are acting suspiciously.
Okay.
I have a reason
I want
to question you.
don't
about,
worry, yeah.
I have a reason to question you about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't need to challenge me. Just simply give my colleague your name, your date of birth,
Okay.
and then we can find out more as to.
All right. Okay. At the moment, I need to know where I'm standing. Yeah. I am detained by a police officer. Okay. I'm not free. Hang on. Let me finish. I'm not free to go. You said you're detaining me under the Terrorism Act. I'm asking you which section are you detaining me under? That's it.
Look, are you refusing to get? Simple as this. Okay, you got 2 options. Give us your details,
Yeah.
or you get arrested.
So do I have to give you my details?
Yes.
Under which law?
Under the policing law, if you refuse.
Under what?
If you refuse, I simply arrest you. Not a problem. The
Under
police
which law?
station's right there. I can take you out.
In to give you details,
Yeah, yeah.
arrested or to ascertain your address and name.
The Terrorism Act.
So what we want currently from yourself is your name and date of birth, just to run some checks.
Okay.
To make sure everything's fine. And that's,
All right.
other than that, if you don't give those details, we're going to have to arrest you
Right.
under the Terrorism Act because you're filming vehicles.
Yeah, yeah.
We have no understanding of why you're doing that. And by arresting, if you don't give details,
All right. Okay.
She tries to brush him off by saying he shouldn't be questioning her demand for details because he looks suspicious. But that's not how it works. People are allowed to ask what power is being used, and there's nothing wrong with refusing when no clear basis is given. Each time he asks for the section, she dodges it and leans straight into threats, which only shows she's got nothing solid to stand on. Saying it's under the place in law just makes it worse. That's not legislation. It's a made-up answer, and it exposes how out of depth she is. Then it slips out from the other officer that arrest would be used just to figure out who he is, which is a serious problem. Because arrest isn't there as a shortcut for identification. Under PACE, it has to be necessary and tied to a proper reason, which they don't have. Before we carry on, there's something I've been building over the past few months with a small team.
Video about the police. It's very difficult to make a video.
If you're making a video about the police, why are you filming personal vehicles?
I didn't film personal vehicle really. I filmed that.
At the police station, filming personal vehicles, what my colleagues told me.
It's not illegal to film personal vehicles.
No, but you're causing alarm and distress to some people.
No, I didn't. They caused me alarm distress by following me. Let me finish. Okay. Now, I am right now detained under the Terrorism Act. Okay. By this officer. She didn't tell me. Hang on.
and we just want to ask your.
Let me just
name and
finish.
date of birth.
I know you want to. She didn't tell me which section.
You don't need to know the section.
It's not the section.
That's not a piece of legislation we use often. So
Okay.
find the section if you want.
I will tell her which section. I think it's section 43. Make sure it's section 43. Okay, section 43 of the Terrorism Act does not require me to give you my name and address. Yeah, hang on. If you have reasonable, hang on.
Are you refusing your name and address? Because the next step is simply to arrest
And
you.
it's the
Simple
code,
as that.
and code G is to identify persons, and that will be the reason for arresting you.
If you suspect
and
me
to
that-
interview you and to reason why you filmed.
If you suspect me that I'm a terrorist,
The officers piling in to defend her only makes it worse, because saying AB doesn't need to know the section is flatly wrong. When police arrest, they must tell the person the fact of arrest and the ground for it. Hiding behind, we don't use this legislation often is no excuse either. Not knowing the power you're threatening to use just highlights how unprepared they are. Then AB has to do their job for them by naming Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000, which is embarrassing in itself. And even that power is a stop and search power based on reasonable suspicion that someone is a terrorist, not a freestanding demand for name and address. Code G is named, and that only applies to arrest and requires necessity based on a genuine offense. Here, they haven't even established a proper offense or grounds.
No, because you're refusing to give your name and address.
Yeah, but ask you which under the Terrorism Act.
We're asking you your personal details. You're refusing to give them.
I don't have
to.
to.
Be arrested. So you're under arrest. It's
Okay.
handcuffs, please. Get cover for me. It's now 16:25 hours, and you're under arrest. You don't say anything. It may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court you do say maybe giving evidence.
All right, I'm not going to be aggressive, officer.
Just put your hands
When you record, and I can put it into property brief.
Do you have to put me in cuffs? I can come peacefully.
I don't know who you are.
I'll come peacefully, officer.
I understand that, but I don't know who you are.
What it is, I try not to pull them too tight.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm a little bit
Do you want to end your
claustrophobic.
recording first?
Let's put it in. We're looking at what's that, 5 hours? I don't even know how to count anymore. Yeah. Release without charge. Just rubbish, really. They didn't want to hand my phone to me. They knew I was going to record them in there. So, yeah. Inside, they had the code of practice that outdated. It was talking about Section 44 of the Terrorism Act and all that, so it's clearly outdated. These guys are just, honestly, they're just imbeciles.
The moment they move the cuffs, it feels less like a decision based on risk and more like them losing patience. There's nothing in his behavior to justify that level of force, yet they go there anyway, which makes it look like control is taking priority over judgment. Taking his camera as well only adds to that. It doesn't come across as procedure. It comes across as shutting him down. What really stands out is how quickly things spiral, without anything solid ever being established. Each step forward isn't built on anything clear. It's just more escalation. Instead of pausing and reassessing, they keep pushing. After all that effort to force a situation, there's no outcome that backs it up. That's what leaves the biggest impression. Not what they did, but how little of it actually held up once it was all over. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, show him some love. Thanks for watching.